The next song, Homophobia, this was written because this is again from the early 1990s, and this was because there was a lot of publicity about which was in the wake of the whole sort of AIDS situation. There was a lot of positive reporting for a change about the idea of sexuality and gay sexuality and lesbian sexuality, but there wasn't. This is, and we'll talk about in the arts and culture. There were people singing, people making fantastic songs and disco songs, which were celebrating sexuality and all that sort of thing. But nobody seemed to be writing about the fear of and the violence and the stuff that was going on, you know, on back streets of sort of West Yorkshire on a Friday and Saturday night. And because what happened is that there was a report that we saw in a newspaper, which was that a boy who got kicked to death in Bradford, having come out of what was, you know, known as a gay pub, and some blokes had basically stood around waiting for him, and they kicked him so badly that he died. And it was in the newspaper, in the local newspaper. It was very small in the national newspapers, but it was sort of ignored in terms of culture. And whilst at the same time people were, the whole sort of Pet Shop Boys erasure thing, which was a lovely thing, it was all about men empowering, gay men empowering themselves with sequins and dance and all that sort of thing. And we thought, well, look, somebody needs to write a song that's about all this grim stuff that's going on, because it's really important that this is highlighted. So yeah, so we wrote this because we just thought what we'll do is it is a very, we want it to counterbalance that other side of what people were seeing as gay culture, and so we wanted to make it very stark and grim in a way, which is how we sort of saw that the newspaper report, and we knew the area in Bradford that it had happened, and we just thought, yes, it's important that we try and tell this story. And we should play a bit of this as well. We won't play all of it, I'll just play a little bit, just so you can get an idea of how we try to interpret the idea of this story. If I know what key it's in. Okay, yeah. Is that right? Yeah. Up behind the bus stop in the toilets off the street, there are traces of a killing on the floor beneath your feet. Mixed in with the piss and beer are bloodstains on the floor from the boy who got his head kicked in a night or two before. Homophobia, the worst disease. You can't love who you want to love in times like these. Homophobia, the worst disease. You can't love who you want to love in times like these. In the pubs, clubs and burger bars, breeding pens for pigs, alcohol, testosterone and ignorance and fists. Packs of hunting animals roam across the town. They find an easy victim and they punch him to the ground. Homophobia, the worst disease. You can't love who you want to love in times like these. Homophobia, the worst disease. You can't love who you want to love in times like these. The siren of the ambulance, the deadpan of the cops, chalk to mark the outline where the boy first dropped. Beware the Holy Trinity, church and state and law. For every death the virus gets more deadly than before. Homophobia, the worst disease. You can't love who you want to love in times like these. Homophobia, the worst disease. Love who you want to love and love who you please. Sorry, we did do that. sometimes once you get started, it's easier to get to the end rather than working out where to stop. Just as an aside, actually, once we'd recorded that song, we also thought it would be interesting to record a version of it, which was a big dance version, which we did, which is completely different, but which we recorded the video of it in Woodhouse in Leeds, and we tried to make this song, which was full of life and energy, but we tried to make a video which was black and white and full of cobbled back streets and dark alleyways and things like this, so that you didn't quite understand what was going on here. You expect some big sort of sparkly trumpet-led fanfare disco song, which was what it was, but you expect it to be lots of dancing on stages, and we didn't want to do that.